Oh, wow. She just gut punched me. I just felt that.
Who did?
You just gut punched me.
Oh, I know I didn't. I think it was hilarious. Um, so, okay, I hit record, I think. Yes, we're recording. Go ahead and mute yourself. I'm going to give a little intro and then an update, and then Laura is going to take it away and teach us all the things. So it's Monday, June 29th, right? Oh my God, I cannot believe it's July. No, not tomorrow, Wednesday. And
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. Take a picture.
thank you.
Okay.
So good. You're so good. So good. This is why I need my people. Okay. Everybody, I'm going to do a boomerang. Boomerangs are way more fun than just boring still pictures. Ready? Go! And it looks like more like the Brady Bunch. Anyway, so I just wanted to remind everybody that right now we are doing the hype group for, oh my God, where is my brain? We are doing the hype group for MBA and MBFA. I wanted to make it very clear that everybody is allowed to invite customers and coaches to that group. I had a couple of people ask me if they can. Absolutely. Anything I post about like that or share groups wise with our team is because I want you to go and invite people, and we're kind of, doing the heavy lifting and but you get to benefit from it by inviting your customers. Same thing with the flash sale. And now with this hype group, same with the tribe, as you're, for newer coaches or even not newer coaches, as you're getting comfortable with content and different things. Like, we just want you to be successful. So all of this stuff is for everyone to include and to be a part of. Second thing, if you're still not totally sure what the hype group is, tomorrow morning at 11 Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be on the Fit Club Network's team call to answer questions about it and talk about it, because we just invited the Fit Club Network to join us in there. So you can join for that. Next Monday is going to be the first Monday of the month of July. And so we're starting a new tradition that the first Monday of every month, I'm going to go over all of the happenings for that month. We're going to go over all the recognition from the prior month. We are going to go over the plan and calendar dates for things like what is coaching, sneak peeks, and things like that, and push to Emerald group so that you guys all are aware of all the big happenings. So again, you can communicate that to your coaches and your customers, and we all have a game plan. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Laura, because I know she's got a lot of amazing content for us tonight. We already talked about it today, and I'm super excited to learn. I'm going to cut Brussels sprouts for dinner while I'm listening, which is why I have my ear pods on. So if I'm not sitting here, that's why I'm still listening.
Hey, Kelly, can you make me the host?
Yeah, I was just going to do that.
All right.
Because you said you had to, you have a presentation, right?
Yeah, I actually prepared. Hashtag teacher life.
Hashtag no longer a Girl Scout leader, troop leader.
Do you know I was sad about it this weekend, though, while I was camping? I'm like, oh, it's so hard.
Someday you might be able to do it again.
I should talk about it on social media. It's hard to do what's right for yourself. That's really the message. Like, you can't do it all.
I'm going to send you this quote that my brother-in-law just posted. It's amazing. So anyway, I'm going to mute myself so you can get going.
Okay, so everyone, I am so happy that Kelly asked me to share with you guys this topic today, because it's a very, very important topic, and it's one of those topics that takes time and finesse, and it takes failing, and it takes doing it wrong to do it right. And so it's a really good one to have. I am hoping that today we can actually have more often where people are either unmuting and talking, or where you are in the chat box. So if one of those two options works for you, I'm going to be asking questions, and I do want you guys to respond either via chat or unmuting, whatever. We have a small enough group, I think it can work out. So with no further ado, can you guys see my screen okay? Okay. Let me move you for me. All right, so Well, here, let me go back. So the topic is selling without being salesy. And it's social media and inviting. However, after I started getting into this, I realized there's a few other things I'm going to touch on, like your customer avatar as we go through this. So, first question, look at these posts right here. Which one of these makes you want to click to learn what the post is about? And why? So you can either type your answer or you can unmute, but like, what do you guys think? What here would make you click for more?
Upper left.
Like which one of these visual posts, you're scrolling through Instagram, which one of these are gonna stop you? And Michelle said upper left, why?
Because it's bright and she looks like she's having fun.
Okay,
I would say the MBF
why is that?
because it's colorful and it looks like you're gonna do a workout, and that you're offering something for free that you
Okay.
can try.
Cool. Anyone else?
I agree with that. I agree with actually both of those, but I would more probably click on the try a free sample workout because I'm a cheapskate.
Awesome. All right, any other opinions here? We got a chat, let's see. Number 5, Sandy says, so I assume she's talking about this one. Sandy, what's your reasoning? It's fine if you chat it. So as I'm waiting for Sandy to chat, I want to tell you that when throughout this presentation, I want you to be thinking about, would this post get someone to learn more? That's a big part of this. So would this capture you? All right, and Sandy said because she's doing it while busy with the little one. Okay, so you guys liked the sample workout. You guys liked the happy and the bright, and then you like the little one, which is really stirring in that personal life. All right, notice none of you said these ones, right? And so the next question is, what about these ones were not engaging to you? What here is like, I'd keep scrolling, didn't catch me?
Well, I would say in the third one, because it just looks like they're just standing there. They're not doing anything. Maybe there's more going on and I just can't see it.
Okay.
I would possibly look at the one that has the chocolate shake because that looks pretty good. But if I was to just look at one thing, I'd go to the MBF. And I like what the girl said too, because the girl's got a great smile in the first one with something she's drinking. She's happy. And the video just shows her with her weights. So I mean, it doesn't pull me in, I guess I would say.
Gotcha. All right, is there anyone else who wanted to comment before I go on to the next slide? Okay, let's go on to the next one. And let's see, I gotta end my presentation for a minute because it's going nuts on me. Well, no, I don't. Okay, how about this one? How about right here? Which one here appeals to you? And why?
Top middle, probably because it does show what she's doing. But I mean, she's smiling, it's colorful, but you can see the weights. The one to the top right, I think, well, for me, I would look at those abs. If I didn't know who she was, I'd look at those abs and think, right, airbrushed. Not really, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I think that's a good point. That's what I used to always think to myself when I saw pictures, was that things are fake. Anyone else on this slide?
I like the one on the top left because it shows before and after
Okay.
results.
Okay, yeah, because she's got the day 1 and then the day 21.
Yeah, and you would actually, like you have to actually look at the camera or the picture to see her changes, but she's just telling me right away just on her board. And she
Okay.
looks happy.
So I do have a question for you guys about the MBF here and here. If you did not know MBF, like if this was like I feel like we're so aware of MBF right now, but let's say that said gobbledygook sloop. Okay, gobbledygook sloop. Like is coming soon gobbledygook sloop or gobbledygook sloop, is that like, is this photo, are these capturing you or not?
To me, probably not, because it would look too hard. Like I would look at that and think, oh my gosh, I could never do that.
Okay, so that kind of goes with like what you were saying here, what Michelle was saying about the like it looks airbrushed. All right, let's do
Can
one
I say
more
something?
of these.
Can
Yeah.
I say something on the last one? So me, and this is me personally, because this is what I do on products that I actually have the name brand, I will go and I will Google it myself. So if I go to that, if I see that picture and even if I'm intrigued by MBF, I'm going to go Google it and see what the heck it is before I reach out to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like to see, well, what is this all about? What does it entail? Before I would even see who posted it, or especially if you're just scrolling it, like, oh, what's that? Well, that looks, or even like this chick, like I used to be somebody who'd be like, oh, I can never do that. And then I'd be like, now I have the mindset where I'm like, well, I want to know what is she actually doing to get that, because and it's also mindset shifts and changes in work too, because it's like I used to believe that in order to be like that, you had to eat kale and baked chicken and, you know, nothing else for your whole entire life and not have no fun and stuff. And now I know that that's not the case. And so I might be like, oh my gosh, I want to see what she's doing, you know, like what's the program, what does she have to do to do that or whatever. But with things that have titles, I will immediately go and Google them before I would reach out to that person, because I want to know what it's about before I'm willing to be vulnerable and say, hey, how do I get that? Or can I get it on my own without having to be accountable to anybody? That's just
Julie,
me,
did
though.
you say the top left? Is that the one you're talking about?
The Megan Davies, this one.
Oh,
I
thought, okay.
And that she's, if I heard you right, Kelly, you're saying because it actually has like the brand, that's what would enable you to go look it up. Whereas
Yes.
like this one, because it doesn't, well, no, this one actually does have the brand too. It's a little less obvious.
Yeah.
Than this, because this one literally is like saying muscle burns fat underneath, like you're learning what that is. What's
This one to me looks like an ad. This one to me looks like an ad. This looks like a person.
Yeah.
So where I wouldn't
Which one?
necessarily, the one in the middle. So I don't know if you could see, I keep thinking you could see my mouse, but the
I'm
one
doing,
to me
yeah,
that
I'm
looks,
doing my mouse over it.
to me it looks like an ad. So I don't associate a person with that. So that I would go Google it. Whereas even though she says MBF, I might Google the hashtag MBF, but I know that there's a person related to it. Like there's something, why this girl is talking about it is because either she's doing it or she knows about it or whatever. Does that make sense?
I do want to point out to you and give a little food for thought. I found this picture interesting. Like I'm a little curious what that's all about. I don't know if anyone else felt that, but I do find this picture interesting. Like maybe it would catch my attention and make me click to see what the heck this is all about. This picture, it's interesting. None of us really talked about it. Notice how she's doing all the things. She's got an obsessed Beachbody shirt on. She's got the Shakeology shaker. She's got the fitness equipment, but yet somehow like none of us even really talked about that one. And so I want you to kind of like notice what is catching or not catching for you.
So Laura,
yeah.
So about that one, I think for me, it was all beige. I mean, like even she's beige. And I think maybe if she had like bright colored workout clothes, you know what I'm saying? It's all very monochromatic. And for me, that is not a thing.
I actually think that's super important that you're bringing that up, because that's kind of the branding too, right? Like what do you want your look to be on your page? if she takes this exact picture, puts it through Snapseed ad and changes the filter, it might actually look super cool. So it's something to consider. And then I have this one. What here is capturing you? What here would you click on to see what the heck this post is about?
Bottom middle. I'm dying to know what she's thinking.
Okay. Excellent.
I was almost gonna say none, to be honest. And then when Michelle said it does, because it looks like she's like, what is she gonna say? But I'm not gonna lie, like I don't really go and listen to IGTVs unless I'm already following that person and want to invest in, like, know that they have something that valuable to say, like that I've been following them, I trust them, I know that what they're gonna say is gonna benefit me. So I normally don't immediately go to videos or IGTVs. So to be honest, not really any of them. Maybe the one with the girl with the glasses, because she just looks so happy. So I might want to know. And it's a carousel, so I want to see what the other pictures are. I want to go through and see what there's more there. But otherwise, none of them really stands out to me.
By the way, if anyone's unfamiliar, this symbol on Instagram means there's multiple pictures you could swipe through. That's called a carousel. This one means someone did a live video or posted a video. And this one means it was an IGTV. So that's how, in case you were like, how are they knowing this? Notice this person's posting pod. We're not talking about that, right? This person's posting a personal picture with Megan Davies, the brand new trainer. No one knows who she is, guys. Who cares, right? Like, that's a big deal for this person, this coach. But like, someone scrolls through that, it's like, oh, there's a mom with a cute chick. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to think sometimes about what you're putting up, how it will come off to someone who does not know you, does not know this, and certainly does not know Beachbody. We saw a lot of Beachbody branded things. So before we go on, I just want you guys to know, I got these by doing the hashtag MBF. These were all posts with the hashtag MBF. We teach you not to post necessarily hashtag Beachbody, we teach you not to do that. But these were all things that came up when I did that post. And in fact,
Laura, can I just say one thing?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's hard for me to say what I would look at because they're so small. When I'm scrolling through and I see something, it's going to be bigger and it might catch my attention more than seeing it so little. You know what I'm trying to say? It's hard to, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Can you guys see that I'm on Instagram now or no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So if I go on Instagram and just start scrolling for the hashtag MBF, and this is just a good activity to do, like, look for when you would stop your scroll. I probably would have at this girl.
I like that one too.
That one captured my attention. Why? I don't know. Like, the filter, it's interesting to me that her face isn't fully in it. Like,
I would look at this transformation one up here in the teal bra, because I'm all about transformations and I want to know what they did to get that. And I want to know if I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know if what they're telling me they did, whether, did you work out 2 hours a day and only ate broccoli and chicken? Then no, I'm out. I'm over it. But I want to know, did you follow a nutrition? Like, what did you do? Like that. I'm still a stickler, or a sucker for transformation photos.
So I don't think that I'd stop my scroll on this girl very easily unless I was already following her. In all honesty, I'd be like, what? Like.
So can I ask a question, Laura? Can I ask a question based on this? My take on this presentation, when we're talking about like what would stop your scroll and like make you want to read that or get interested, is you're talking about people that are brand new. Like, so if somebody just came to your page and they were a brand new follower, or somehow found you that like, and they didn't know you, they didn't trust you, they hadn't gotten to know you, like, what would your page essentially stop their scroll and want them to engage more? Is that correct?
Yes and no. I think that's a good thing. But, as someone who has posted workout selfie after workout selfie with no variety for a long time, I know that a lot of people in my world scroll past me. Like I'm
just saying, like, if you have that
Right.
thought going in every time you make a post, this is for that person that doesn't know who I am.
Yep.
Right? So
Yep.
it's a scroll. So it's you have that mindset with every post going in, but to how do I get a brand new person to want to see my stuff and follow me and then stick it out with me? That's what I was
Exactly.
like, that's what I okay. Just want to make sure I was on it right.
So I think that's exactly right. So now that we've kind of like unpacked a little bit there, and I highly recommend you do what I was just doing and just scroll through, like see what actually catches your attention, right? Because that's important. Now I want to talk about how to sell on social media without being too salesy. And Lori, I know you said it's small for you. I'm going to kind of read what's on the screen a little bit too, so don't worry about it. So I found this article, I put it down here, but it was really good. It was like selling your products and services on social media is rarely simple, straightforward process. The key term in the title says it all. Social media is about being social and interacting, not broadcasting your latest offer or pitching your latest deal. Most of us are not big celebrities either, with the capacity to drive a ton of traffic and sales via a single tweet or a simple Instagram post. For most of us, the process requires a delicate balance between providing value to your audience and promoting your products in order to ensure you don't come off being too salesy and turning away people. So in this article, it goes over 5 tactics that are, I could not say enough about how right on they are. So the first way, when you're posting, you need to be thinking, how am I giving value and building trust? So the first step to selling on social media without being too salesy is to build that trust with your followers first by providing value as often as you can. This means showing up consistently with purposeful posts. And I think this purposeful is really important. We've talked a lot about that recently. And what, are you thinking with intention about what you're posting? Publishing content willy-nilly just for the sake of posting won't get you the results you need. Instead, you need to set goals for each of your posts and create a content calendar to help keep you on track. By building trust and showing your expertise, your followers come to learn that what you offer will be worth their while and their hard-earned cash. The second point this article made was that your post, yeah?
Sorry, when you're talking about posting with purpose, are you only talking about posting, or are you talking about stories as well? Because for stories, I'm trying to incorporate my family life and some recreation, and it's not always going to be health and fitness related. So I'm just curious if you could.
So in your post, I'm talking about like your post on Instagram and your IGTVs and things like that. For your stories, they should not be all the health and fitness, so you're doing it right by mixing it up. I know on the business activity tracker, it actually suggests what you should have in your stories each day. I really would suggest starting with that and then branching out from there, but it's going to be getting a wealth of your day then. All right, the second thing was this idea of highlight pain points and understand solutions. So in order to sell on social media without being too pushy, you need to demonstrate that you understand the struggles of your target audience and can provide relevant solutions to help. So for instance, I have a horrible sweet tooth. Like I really struggle with sugar a lot. Like to this day, it is awful for me. And so, and I don't do, in all honesty, I don't do enough to talk about how I have a solution for that, because I do. Like my Shakeology and my beach bars are my solution. If I'm trying not to eat sugar and I'm trying to be healthy, I literally have one of those every single night, so I don't eat all the candy in the candy bucket. Like literally every night, those are my go-to solutions. So I know that pain point and I can talk about that. And I can talk about, and those of you who know me well probably have heard me talk about the kids' candy bucket, that literally after 8 p.m. I turn into a gremlin and I eat all their candy in their candy bucket. Like this happens on the regular when I'm struggling. So I understand that. You also need to listen to the key issues and the challenges your audience faces and consider exactly how your products and services fit. You can then better integrate yourself with your audience by meeting and catering to their needs as opposed to simply pitching your offer. So I want us to go back for a minute and think about those MBF posts that were just the hashtag MBF ones that are made by Beachbody. There was nowhere in there that it was getting at a pain point for someone. Whereas like there was that one post where someone said that they saw the kid in it, like, and they liked it because that the girl was working out with a little one. Like that had a pain point even in the picture. Like you didn't even have to see the wording yet to see like, okay, she's figuring out how to do that. And so you want to think about constantly these pain points and what it is that would make someone want to join you. And so the next thing is you show value and benefits, which leads you on to that next point on social media. Being all about sales is usually not going to cut it. You need to consistently show your followers the value and the benefit that your product or service provides. Take them behind the scenes as you create your offer. Tell them what inspired you to create it. And of course, our offers are, you know, we're not really creating offers. This wasn't a Beachbody article, but you can replace offer with program and show them how it will improve their situation. A great way to show value and benefits is to use testimonials. Our lives are testimonials and our challengers have testimonials, which will underline that your solution does what it says it will. This fourth one I think is amazing. Okay, so the fourth thing is that being said, in order to sell on social media, at some point you do need to offer something. The thing that you're offering is not that challenge packs are on sale. That's not what I'm talking about. But you're offering the hype group. I mean, if you guys have been watching Kelly in her stories, she consistently talks about the hype group. She is offering that to people. When we are doing a What is Coaching, but Brunch and Briz, we're offering that to people. When we're starting a new boot camp, we're offering that to people. No one's gonna know that you are doing something that they can be a part of if you never actually say that. If all you do is provide inspiration, perspiration, motivation, but you never actually say, I got a group starting, you've left that on the table. Like, how are they gonna know how to join you? I mean, do you really, like, when's the last time you went up to someone and bought something from them that you didn't even know they were selling? Like that, it just does not happen. And so if you follow the steps above, you'll already be moving towards promotion without being too pushy. But at the same time, people won't know there's an actual offer till you show it to them. The key to selling on social media without being salesy is to continually educate your audience and then ask for the sale. When they say ask for the sale here, for us, it's the invite into a group. It's not an actual sale. Remember to use calls to action to get followers to click to your website, which we don't do websites, or send you a DM or comment. The call to action is so important, guys. If you tell people you have a group starting on July 6th, you've only done half the job. You need to say, I have a group starting July 6th, and then you need to say, DM me if you're interested. You need to tell them what to do. Treat your people in this regard like you would treat, you know, if you were a teacher, because we are teachers, like you need to tell people what to do. They don't know what to do. They can't read your mind. And so the fifth thing, and this is so great because our team does a lot of this, but you need to have some sort of schedule to how you're going to post, what you're doing. You need to launch products in a systematic way. This page is talking about like week 1, you can educate, and week 2, speak to the pain points, and week 3, tease your project, and week 4, launch. We don't necessarily work in that week 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can apply that thinking to what we do, right? Right now, what are we doing? Week 1, we're getting people in the hype group, or you could even consider last week, week 1, right? We got people in the hype group. I know for me, I'm still getting people in there. Week 2, the hype group's moving on. Week 3, reaching out to your customers, seeing where they're at, following up. Like, but you need to have a system to how you're doing this. Same thing when you're, like, we start challenge groups the first Monday of every month. So like that is July 6th would be in like what, 7 days? Like you're kind of already a little, it's not too late to invite someone, but at the same time, you're a little behind the ball. Like really the inviting for that would have been nice last week, you know? And so you got to think through like the logistics of how it's going to work so you don't feel behind the 8 ball. All right. A different article wrapped it up by saying you can sell yourself, hold on, without sounding too salesy. Just keep these things in mind. Always give value, sound confident but not cocky. They were suggesting 1 to 2 promotional posts a day. We say 1 and it's really promoting you. Always know who you're selling to and use language that excites, but don't go overboard. So, and I think this is important. When there's too many exclamation points and excitement, it kind of turns me off. It is different things get different people going, but just watch out that you're showing your passion and not just like going nuts. All right, so with all that said, I'm gonna pause for a moment. Do you have any questions over those 5 things? Anything we gotta unpack before we move on? Cool. Okay, so with that said, I wanna plug for a minute. Kelly posted this on May 19th. It is from our top coach right now, Ashley Malstead, and she did a video about building a brand, not just a business. And I think this is really valuable to any of us who are trying to actually make this thing a long-term thing. You are not just selling things. You're building this brand of you. That's what's attracting people. So I wanted to encourage you guys, go back and revisit that if you're feeling like you need some help in that area. All right, with that said, all right, I want you to look at these 4 pictures, and I just want you to answer in your head what type of person would be drawn to each picture. All right.
What do you mean by what type of person? Oh.
I mean, like what, a mom, a teacher, a woman, a man, a person who's overweight, a person who, you know, what type of person is attracted to this? So just
I like this one.
Ask that to yourself for a minute, and then I'm going to move us forward. So which one actually attracted you? So I heard someone say, I like this one. Who said I like this one?
Which one? I don't know what one you're pointing to.
I'm not pointing to any. There should still be 4 up. It's just I heard someone say I like this one.
Oh, I like the one with the lady upside down. That's the one. That's the only one that catches my attention.
Okay. Same for everyone? Okay. Who do you guys think that this one's calling to then? The other question, like who do you think would go for this picture?
Fun people?
Fun people?
I think anybody could. I think
Yeah.
it just depends. I think
someone
I
Like
would
a 40-year-old man?
click on that. Excuse me?
Like a 40-year-old man?
Hey, good.
Probably.
Okay.
You probably say, wow, look at that. Let me see if I can.
Her legs are already in the air. No, I'm just kidding.
20-year-old woman? You know, like it's just, I think it's really important to think about who's going to look at this based on what you're posting. Like this one, I feel like there's a chance I would click on it because I'm a teacher and it looks like there's something teachery, but generally I think this looks boring.
It
right?
looks horrible to my opinion, but like,
yeah, like, I don't see that I'd want to look at this, but at the same time, like I could see me being like, oh, teacher stuff. So maybe a teacher would be attracted. This one, I don't really know, like this woman's best friends would click on it. That's all I can really think about. Like there's nothing there that's capturing me. And then this quote, it says, your life is not permanent. You are not stuck. You have choices. You're allowed to grow and change. Maybe someone who was needing to go through some sort of change would be attracted to that, right?
You know
Yeah.
what's funny though, Laura, is when you were saying, oh, there's 4 pictures, I looked like for a good 30 seconds trying to find the 4th picture because that
Yes.
quote is, the background's
That's
terrible.
so funny. Yeah, it does. Sorry. Okay, so here is what they actually said. So these are continuing with MBF. All of these in today's presentation had the hashtag MBF, all of them. So this is what this one said. In this season of life, I'm learning to just roll with the punches between kids, home, family time, cancel plans, blah, 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 deployment, things have been a hot mess. Honestly, these are the times I've learned to lean into gratitude, joy, just show up anyways. Even when it's hard, I'm overwhelmed and the excuses never outweigh the feeling of showing up anyways. All about your perspective. You can choose to be miserable or happy or strong. The amount of work is the same. So do you see a connection between that post and what she was writing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's kind of upside down. She's kind of showing that it's like chaotic maybe for her, but she's also having fun with it. And then the text kind of matches that. So when you go back and look at the things that the salesy without or being selling without being salesy, like she's selling right now her. She's selling this idea that she's going through life with all these ups and downs, craziness, and she's still showing up even when she's a hot mess. Now there's no call to action in this post, but there could have been. There could have been at the end something saying like, you know, are you interested in seeing if you can show up in the middle of your hot mess? You know, DM me or whatever. Like she could have added that on. Is there anyone else who wants to critique this post in any way?
Am I muted?
No, you're good.
Okay. I can't remember. What I think is really good about it, because again, it shows she actually did put MBF in there, so I'm not really sure why, unless she was like a test group participant. I don't know, but because I don't think it needed that. But what I think this is great is it had nothing to do with fitness. It had nothing to do. This is where she's adding value and reminding people it's, you know, mental, like her life can be a shit show too. And it's all about your perspective. It's all about, you know, I love the quote, you can choose to be miserable or something strong. The amount of work is the same. Like, I love that. It's so true. It takes the same, probably more effort to be angry and miserable all the time than it does just to, you know, try to look at things in a different light. And so I love that, because I think that's what we're not just always trying to push a product or a program or a challenge group. We want to add value and do it in a super fun way. And so I like this post a lot.
Yeah. Anyone else have something they wanted to say there? Oh, okay. So hopefully that kind of helped you to get some perspective on that post. Because when you're just looking at the pictures, like remember I had you look at the 4 pictures, like which would you click on? You guys said this one. And then she delivered some content that kind of made you think in some way, right? So let's look at the next one. And by the way, Lori, I can show you how to get the hashtags. Oh,
I just told her.
Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. My thing keeps going like so fast. Ah, stop. Stop. Okay.
Oh,
So this girl, she wrote like a super long post with this. I've been in fitness most of my life. For a long time, I always thought I could eat whatever I wanted because I would burn it off no problem. I clearly remember a day in high school when my aunt brought over a big pan of those chocolate mud bars, and I kept going back for another and another, and my aunt said something like, I wish I could eat like that. That would stick on my butt for months. I just smiled and grabbed another. It's not that easy anymore, blah, 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 right? She's going on and on and on. And then she says down here, I can hardly contain my excitement for what's happening these next few weeks. The transformations will be incredible. People changing their lives, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally, gaining control of it all and not feeling deprived and guilty. Join me next week for Clean Week. With this opportunity to crush the rest of your summer, I'll lead you to a path, blah, blah. Okay, so what are our thoughts there?
I can give my thoughts, but I want other people to give their thoughts.
I don't feel like the content flowed. The story for me didn't flow.
Okay. There's a lot in there. Honestly, content-wise, she's going over a lot of things, and I feel like we've learned this. I'm so excited about our speaker at Summit because she's going to talk about stories that stick, and stories that stick have little details, which she did really well up here, I thought. But then it went on some crazy train of, I'm so excited for this program, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, you actually had a great start up here. You had me at your aunt on her story, but then it got all crazy. Notice at some point, and I'm guilty of making pretty long posts, but at some point I got sick of reading what she said because I felt like I got the gist. And that's another thing to consider. I'm super long-winded. And so consider that when you're reading other people's posts. Like, at what point are you checking out? Because what's the way that you can say it and make it meaningful? Kelly, I see you dying to say something.
Well, no, I was going to say, so, because I agree. When you first started reading about her aunt, I was totally in. I was like, I thought that was great. I love, because it's dispelling that myth that you can burn off whatever you eat and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even think the whole post was bad. I think it was great. She had a call to action. She invited them. It was obviously, an invite post. Where I think she completely missed the mark and nobody even probably read it is her picture. She literally should have had a picture eating a donut or something sugary, something, and like with this look on her face. And I used to think that those posts, I'm like, that was totally, posed, or that was totally, and I would always be like, I don't want to be posed. I want, that's posed, but it doesn't have anything to do with her post. So now I will make a post or take a picture with an entire bag of tortilla chips pouring into my mouth, because I guarantee when I'm talking about my nutrition being out of control or something like that, because that makes more sense in this beautiful, perfect person sitting on a park bench with her big old muscled arms, and you're going, she doesn't eat cookies, she's lying. She doesn't eat no chocolate, So I just think she completely missed the mark with the picture. I don't even think the post was that bad, but the picture just completely didn't correlate with the post.
So if you go back to what I was saying at the beginning, who is this attracting? That's what I was trying to get at. This is trying to attract someone who has a sweet tooth, or maybe someone who's hit their 40s where it's just a little harder to take off weight, or whatever. There's a few ways you could go here, but this picture doesn't attract that. Literally, that only attracts her friends. I swear, it's such a missed opportunity when someone's doing so much right. And so I think that's an important thing to consider. This one, killer, this quote had literally no text, just a whole bunch of hashtags. I don't even know what this person's doing. I'm so confused by this person. If you're going to put this quote, you better have a story that inspires something. That quote is designed to talk about how you're allowed to grow and change, and they gave me nothing. You better tell a story about how you grew and changed, how your life was not permanent, how you climbed out of some hole if you're going to post this. And so it's really important. It's not just throw up, this would be a time where I feel like they posted value and then didn't give the value, right? This would be super valuable with a story to back it up that has an emotional connection.
One thing too, Laura, real quick, when
Yeah.
you go back there, when you do, the only thing I could think of for this was that she thought enough said, and maybe the rest of her profile, her or his profile will catch your eye, but don't ever just start a post with hashtags, because it flags Instagram as you are a possible bot.
There you go.
Spammer.
There you go.
More good info. All right, this next one said 10 p.m. last night eating a lemon pie and back at it this morning. Green Eyes had some extremely long days and next to no days off. HVAC life. It was fun to be able to take my youngest to hang out with her papa, blah, 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 blah. So today I slept in a bit, decided to try the free sample workout from Muscle Burns Fat. I like it. If you'd like the link to try it out, let me know. I start the new program on July 7th. Who wants to critique this?
Oh. I thought you were going to say who would be attracted to this?
No, who wants to critique this one? What's good, what's bad?
I think it just screams newbie.
Why?
Because it's not really leading anywhere. To me it's like, okay. That I read it and it's just, my response is okay. Does that make any sense? Like I'm not getting anything out of it.
I think. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, instead of the hashtag MBF, I like it. Like is a pretty mediocre word. And then she uses the word like in the very next sentence. And then let me know, as opposed to DM or, click on the link in my bio or whatever.
Yeah, so that's
like, this is a lot of work if you're wanting to do this.
Means, okay.
Which, by the way, I like that last comment. So if you'd like this, let me know, is not a direction. Like, that's very loose. That's like telling your kid, like, if they're like, can I have something? And you're like, well, maybe. Like, that doesn't give an answer. Like, tell them what to do. DM me. I like that. This person, I would also say, if they're going to make the point about lemon pie last night and a late night and then going into waking up early back on track, then maybe the lemon pie shouldn't be so small. Like, that didn't even capture my attention. Like, what?
I saw that right away.
What?
I thought it was.
I said I saw the lemon pie right away in just the photo.
I thought it was a bag of Lay's.
I caught an empty classroom more, and maybe that's because I'm in COVIDville in my head and teacher head, but I didn't capture this. So also just consider how much whatever you're talking about is clear in your picture. So, new page, which one attracts you? Why?
The mother with the little baby and the transformation pictures.
Yep.
Bottom left, because she looks like I felt this morning after my workout.
Notice you guys didn't say this time. And it's not because that picture changed. In fact, I didn't even know that picture was in there twice, in all honesty. That picture did not change. You guys are growing. You're learning how to look at this differently. And that's all this is. It is really small tweaks is what we're going to do. And we're going to keep growing together in little ways. And we will get there. Now, there might be some, I know everyone didn't talk, so there may be someone who's still like, I like the try a free sample workout. I will say one thing. Try a free sample workout can be written on any picture. It doesn't have to be on the one from Beachbody.
Well, and when they it says try a free sample workout and it gives the name of it, they go, oh, okay, well, I can go see if I can get it myself without even having to talk to anybody about getting the link, because anybody can go. Well, I think they can go now and get the Vimeo link. I don't know if you have to technically get it from a coach, but, and I will tell you, transformation photos are always going to stop a scroll. I don't care. You could be they're all transformation before and afters are always scroll stoppers. But when you use them, it doesn't have to be your transformation specifically. Like I'm using Shakia's right now with my invite for the hype group and to try the sample workout. Like, hey, here, I just tried this. Look at my girls' results after doing this full program. You want the link. Like, I'm actually, and I was going to post this in our group, I'm asking people if they will help me, do me a favor by trying the sample workout and giving me feedback. So I was going to post that language, and people are like blown. Oh my gosh, look at her transformation. That's incredible. Like, oh my God, freaking out over her transformation. They always get people. But yeah, I love the one with I think I need to go borrow a baby just so I can.
I'm like past the baby phase, and so are most of us. And so I'm like, I don't want to focus that that's what you need, because it's not what you need. But yes, it does capture you.
Yeah, but it could be anything. It could be a dog getting in your way of your work. I mean, it's the picture that captivates, but then also the story. That's what I say about the transformations is you want some kind of a story with that. Like, not because we aren't a quick fix company. So, you know, I don't like the things that say 3 weeks, drop 25 pounds, and all you have to do is drink this shake. Well, you know, because some of our Beachbody coaches could say that, right? Because we drink a shake and, you know, you want to restrict everything and whatever, but that's, so I like the story that maybe this is a process, or this is, you know, I love, what I love most is when it's a longer than a 3-week transformation. You know, I mean, obviously we're going to show progress photos along the way, but I love to see like in our tribe, Nicole just shared her January to June. That's a good freaking lot period of time for people to see a before and after and say, it was a process and all of these things happened, but look where I've gotten because I took it, you know, day at a time or program at a time or whatever. Sorry, I'm getting off. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Well,
I'm gonna kind of fly at this point.
Can I just say
Yeah,
something?
Lori?
The other thing too, Sandy put a comment, and
Oh.
I think it just it depending on where we are in our own season of life, something's going to speak to us or something's not going to speak to us. So I think it's going to depend, and we've got a diverse array of people in our group here. So what may speak to me might be something totally different for Rebecca or for Kelly or, you know, somebody else. So I think it's
Sandy, I gotta tell you, I used to, so I'm not attracted to pictures like Megan Davies. I still am not, and I am not that attractive to like people who are like size 6 and just get ripped or whatever. Like that doesn't do it for me. So I'm with you, but
Yeah.
that's where you pick it.
Your sound just went out, Laura.
What?
Did it only go out for, never mind. Shut up, Kelly.
Okay. I'm going to try to go pretty fast now. And so you guys can put yourselves on mute. And I do want to point out one thing here. This type of picture is one that I've literally spent 15 minutes setting up the perfect picture for this type of thing before. And notice how quickly you guys said this. You know, and so I just think it's important to keep that in mind. This one took no time. This one, actually, I'll get to it. It's not my most attracting one. This one did, I don't know, it looks like she probably took about 800 pictures to get to there, so maybe that did take some time. And notice that none of you really caught on that one. So anyways, and then I asked the question again, who would be attracted to each of those? And I just think it's an important thing to keep in mind. Like, who are you attracting when you post these? And Sandy, you made a great point there. Like, I don't think these are attracting someone who's 250 pounds and has a big weight loss to do. Like, who are you attracting with what you're posting? And that is something to consider. All right, so moving on. This one said, it's just Monday, just say no, don't feel guilty about it. It's called setting boundaries. And while you're at it, eat an effing banana too, because carbs are energy, not the enemy. Have a kick-ass day, sisters. Okay, so like, kind of cute, kind of good, but I don't think it caught us. So just consider that. Like, it's not horrible, it just didn't catch. This one is all about the news flash, blah, blah, blah. All this is going on. But if you read through all this, it's so salesy. Guys, don't give all these details. This is why we have a hype group. This is the point of the hype group. Don't give one darn detail. Make them curious. It's called curiosity marketing. Make them curious so they want to join the hype group. Don't say jack crap about the group. Talk about how excited you are. Talk about how you have a group. Talk about, you know, your energy. Talk about the transformations you've seen. But please, for God's sake, don't give them all this information in your post. This one. These days I don't have time for any BS. I need a workout that works and is quick. That's why I'm really excited for this new MBF, which released its sample workout today. I wish she wouldn't have said the program. It's only 30 minutes of higher intensity, which for someone like me who wants to build muscle, mass, and burn fat, this is on point. The sample workout is free, so message me and I'll send you the link. I think she did a lot of things good here. I wish that she would have not said the name of the program though. And something about how she says the sample workout is free, so message me and I'll send you the link. I just wish that was worded slightly different. And I don't even know if like Kelly has a change there, but like I like how the way Kelly's doing it right now is what I did last time, which was asking people to try it and give you feedback. That was like, I like that better. Like anytime you can make it more of an invitation to them rather than just message me to get the free sample, I think it's just better.
I would say the sample workout's available now. Message me and I'll send you the link. I mean,
the one thing I want to add before we move on is what is, again, quotes or hashtags need to be in the comments. And she used Beachbody and she used Beachbody on demand. Like that, yeah. It's just, you don't want to use brand specific hashtags because they can go anywhere and get it, and it's only going to put you in a hashtag category with all the other people that are, so they're going to know all those people are coaches, all those people, you know, or I guess they don't have to be coaches to use those, but your hashtags do need to go in the comments, not in your post.
I think the other thing, it's not a 30-minute program.
No, it's not.
The sample was 30 minutes.
Well, the sample is, but the program's not.
Right.
The other thing is, it's good to make your action to DM, or not to DM, but to comment, because remember, comments get you spread on your post. So
I usually say if you want, like, whatever you're doing, comment below and I'll reach out. Comment below with the little hands pointing down, you know, because it gets them to engage with the post, hopefully.
All right. So this one, I know Rebecca, or who said they like this one?
I think it was Michelle, because she looked like.
Okay, so she said, it's Monday again. Are you ready to start your journey? Is this your Monday? Is this your Monday you said you would get started? Today I did a sample workout of MBF. It was great. It's a mashup of all the different workouts, put in one so you get a feeling of the program. Would you like to drop the sample? Now look at this. If so, drop a gift below. So that's what we were talking about. This program is going to be amazing. Listen, I got to be honest. There is nothing amazing about her picture. Like, I don't understand how this is going to make me like amazing. And so if this post was about, I did it even though I didn't want to, and I got through the hard, and some days I'm not feeling it, but I still do it. Or if this post was, I just did the hardest freaking thing I've ever done or something, it would match. But like, you're excited about your workout program that you're frowning on? Like, right. I don't understand. That's, again, it's a disconnect. Whatever you're posting, the wording needs to match it. This one's great. This was literally, there wasn't even hashtag. Well, there must have been in the comments. That must have been where it was. New week, new goals, and lowercase a, capital N. New workout to try, ask me how. That's like a big what not to do. And then there was this with the transformations. I've got to tell you, these transformations, I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't like that they're all white people in black. Like, maybe they just all look too much the same. Maybe, honestly, none of these transformations are that transformative to me other than this girl. Like, this did not, I know Kelly was like, transformations do it. This did not do it for me. And furthermore, putting 4 of them next to each other on a tiny little Instagram, I didn't like. So to me, I almost think like a carousel would have been better with this, so that people could see and make sure whichever one like you think is most going to attract to people is the first one. But I don't know. That was my feeling, my gut feeling. So Kelly, it's 10:01. I can get through in about 10 minutes if you want me to go through. Do you want me to go through real quick?
I do. I don't know. I mean, even if people have to jump off because it's going to be recorded, this is awesome, and I think it's very valuable. So I would like you to, unless you're going to fall asleep.
No, I Are you kidding? I'm like a night owl.
That's true. That's
okay,
true.
this next part could literally be a whole team call. And so maybe at the end you're like, make this a team call and that's fine. But I'm going to do something real quick. So I kept asking you guys over and over, who would like this post? Who would stop? Because that matters. You guys, you have an avatar or an ideal customer. All these people are not your people. Like, sorry, it took me a long time to realize that, but because I like everyone, but they're not all my people. And you need to know who your people are so you know who you're talking to. And so if you're just working with women, stop trying to talk to men. And if you're just working with women who own RVs, then you're going to cross out a whole bunch of people. Or if you're mainly talking to people, I'm a 42-year-old woman who's a teacher. If I'm really trying to talk with people who are in that age range, then I don't need to worry about like all the others. And it's so beautiful when you narrow it down and know who you're looking for. And your whole business becomes better the better you get at that. Because you really start being able to be your authentic self rather than trying to please everyone. And that's something that I feel like in life, it takes a lot of years to realize you can't please everyone. And I mean, I'll tell you a personal story real quick. I've struggled faith-wise, like with my, because you guys know maybe that I'm a Christian, but I'm like surrounded, like non-Christians are my friends. like my friends do not have my faith. And so I've literally spent a lot of my adult life trying to find how to find that balance. And I've just recently been like, no, I can embrace that. Like people like me, it's okay. And I feel like I'm able to live more authentically. And that's a good feeling. And that's what we're doing as coaches. We need to be able to live authentically who we are and not try to please everyone, because that's not going to happen. So with that said, again, this is where I could do a whole training. I'm not going to. But how to determine your ideal avatar is that you need to think about the age and sex and location, not so much for us because we can kind of go anywhere that Beachbody goes. But their interests, their hobbies, what kind of objections and concerns and challenges they might have, and what kind of results you'd be looking for. Okay, so basically, I just signed Emily, who's not on this call, but we go way back because we taught together. Emily's always been like a very fit person. Like she's a gym rat. Like she loved working out. She's probably not attracting necessarily like the same people I am, who's a person who hated fitness with all my heart and soul and thought it was torture. Like we just naturally are going to attract different people, and that's good. Don't try to attract anyone other than your people. So let's go on. So here's the deal. Instead of making you think about all those 4 character things for a minute, here's the big secret. It's you. You're the ideal customer. Look in the mirror. Notice this girl's she looks very unhappy about her little thinner self. I'm not sure what's up with that, but it was the best picture I could find. But look in the mirror at the you before you started Beachbody. That is who you're talking to. I am talking to the girl who thought working out was torture. I am talking to the girl whose mom always thought that she was overweight. And so literally my mom, when I was 23, told me I'll find a man if I lose weight and fix my teeth like that. And I can't say that out loud because my mom actually is still alive and I think I'd mortified her. But like I'm talking to the person who was raised by, in an environment where they were critical. And so they're critical on themselves. I'm constantly trying to talk to the person who doesn't love themselves enough. Like it's just, you've got to know who this girl was in order to know who your avatar is, because that's exactly who you're talking to.
So can I jump in? So this, speaking to Sandy and Lori's point, this is why what attracts you and what stops your scroll is going to be different than what stops Michelle's scroll. We have 2 Michelles on here now, or my scroll or Laura's scroll. This is where that comes in. That plays the part where, and Laura probably didn't have a great mix of ages or background when she just did her hashtag search. So for you guys, maybe none of those would have ever attracted you, or, you know, for anybody on this call. And so that's why you get to go look at this. We don't want to attract everybody. If we're trying to attract everybody, we'll attract no one. So you need to narrow down your niche, I don't know how to say it. And do these things. What are those things? And that's what you're sharing, and that's who you're going after. And Laura, for this point, I think this girl is looking in the mirror. She sees an overweight person, even that's what's not really accurate. She's seeing herself differently than what she really is, like we all do, right?
That's oh no. Oh, that's exactly what Sandy was just saying.
Oh, really?
I just wanted a picture of someone looking in the mirror at their former self. That was what I was hoping for, but apparently it is not really there. But but I just want you guys to realize, like, I sat down one day and I made a list of everything I used to be. And I sat down one time, and Michelle knows this. My Michelle. And she knows that I sat down and I wrote, like, before Beachbody, I was like this. And then I found this. And then I did this. And now my life is like this. You've got to be clear on your own story. Like, you have a reason that you're here. You're here for greatness, but it's hard to get to the greatness if you don't quite know the parts of that led you here. And so that's really just so important. I can't stress it enough. You need to unpack who you were, because that's who you're talking to. That's who you're going to stop your scroll for, or who's going to stop their scroll for you. All right. Yep, your ideal client is you. Exactly right. Which, by the way, Michelle, I want to say something to that, because you said something in another call recently that I was on with you, which was that you had some sort of story that you had